challenges you face in undertaking your plan?
Okay. Unfortunately, our business is 90% constraints. Wish it were otherwise, but I'll give you a few. Not take up the whole day here, but there's a lot. Obviously, we in any going forward plan, we have to comply with the zoning and wishes of community development. As in this group, we have to do our best to take into account the goals and objectives of water quality, beautification, recreation. We have to do that. Given the piece of property we're talking about, we've got utility connection points that are fixed. We've got drainage points that are fixed. We've got grading that can be done, but it can be done in a limited way or it will make the utilities infeasible. We've got certain setback requirements for the tenants, or we can't get them to approve the property. So, for example, we're talking with Bed Bath & Beyond and Marshalls for Phase 2. We can make the property so, creative on planning standpoint, but if they never approve the property, we've achieved nothing. So our job is not always the easiest job. We have to combine the sort of realism of those business practices of those companies, which we don't dictate, their boards of directors and other states dictate for what they're going to do for new units. Take that set of constraints, try to work it into the new project, and still come up with something that you all be extremely happy with. So there's limitations to how many setbacks, how many square feet, how we do things. We've got limitations on the soils there. We're going to try very hard in this detention basin to perk as much water we can. Nevertheless, we have silty soil there. It has a low penetration rate. It has a penetration rate. It's just not high. Like if you're out in Palm Springs, it's sandy, water goes right in. So that's a situational thing that is specific to our site that we're going to do the best we can to work with, but that's a constraint. Timing is a constraint. We need to build the property under our agreements with the city over the next couple of years and implement this phase. The city wants, I think Yvonne would like me to have that finished tomorrow, actually. Yeah, so, but the economy has slowed us down and we're doing our best to complete it. But, okay, so now, and I agree with a lot of Barbara's plans. We've talked about them. You see this widening of the creek. It's beautiful. It's terraced. Will we be able to get Army Corps of Engineers approval and a permit in 2 years? Okay, so these are the kinds of things that are great to talk about, but our job is kind of like, let's be realistic. I'm like Derek, implementation is 100% of our business. We can plan as much as we want. We need to adopt a plan, and we're happy to participate in this group to encourage everybody to adopt a plan that can be implemented and that you'll be proud of. There's, like an old boss of mine used to say, there's probably 50 different ways to climb to the top of the peak. If you're a mountain climber, there's 50 approaches. The goal is to get to the top. How do you do it? And to try to get a consensus-based way and a result you're happy with is our goal. So we've got a lot of constraints. Sometimes we're criticized as being like, maybe it's perceived as inflexible, maybe we're too slow, maybe we ask too many questions, but what we're trying to do is arrive at something that will be successful in the end. That's our job.